Hi and welcome back to Bill's Cichlid room. As November draws to a close, it's probably time to have a quick look around and see what's been going on during this month. Well, this is the Costarican tank. I've switched the pump off in the fish house, which is why the sponge filters aren't working. It's just a bit noisy if I'm talking over it. So this is the Costarican tank. None of the stocks changed in here this month. What I did over the weekend, I actually took some of the bogwood out because it was looking a bit tired, this tank. So I took some of the bogwood out, cleaned it up the best I could, and the fish do seem to be a lot more happier now. They are swimming around a lot more. Nicaragua Gwen's still waiting for them to start spawning or show signs of spawning. The Passionis still waiting for those. The Robert Stone Eye, he thinks he's a Passionis, he just stays with them all the time. But if you look, I mean, they are quite a similar shape. The male Robert Stone Eye and the Passionis, so yeah, they are a very similar shape. So you can see how he thinks he's one of those. And the tuber, yeah, still doing well. Fortunately, I've only got the one of them, but yeah, still doing well. And I've had this one for about 12 months now, so he's probably only about 3 inches long. So yeah, they are really slow growing. And the minor eye that actually grew up in this tank, they're in amongst the rocks. There's the father in the pot. The mother will be around here somewhere. But yeah, so not much change in this tank, but yeah, it's always worth having a look. The Lewis LA or Fred the Starlight tank, yeah, not really much happening in this one either this month. Yeah, they're getting a little bit bigger. Cuban Cichlids, this one seems to not fight with everything but goes after everything, make sure that he's got his space. The other one, which I believe is a female, just here. Yeah, and it's quite funny with the Lewis LA, because they are getting quite big now. They're probably about 4.5 inches. But yeah, it's like they always hide at the back. Hey, if we can get in behind the filter, you can see the nose of one there. Yeah, so still waiting for them to pair off. Yeah, there's still all 7 of them in the tank, with the spare of the female Nicaragua Gwens. This is one of the F1s that come from Max Cichlids last year. Yeah, so that's about it for that tank. Yeah, this is Steph's Growout tank. So she actually put the female Alnacarna Ruben Red in last week. It was holding, and I don't know whether I can get them. She's just released a load of fry. So yeah, they'll be ready in about 4 to 5 months' time. And a load of the lemon blue-eyed plecos, the bristle noses. So yeah, there's a load of them growing in there. And there's actually 4 other plecos, which she actually got from one of the auctions last year sometime. And I don't know what they're called actually. I keep meaning to ask her, but yeah, the Pollinate tank with the male Pollinate, he's getting really big now. He's about 7 inches, 7 or 8 inches. See whether you can see. He's still a nutter. Yeah, so I've still got the divider in here, and the female is actually still in here. They've not actually tried to do any spawning for a couple of months now. The female's tucked to hiding behind the bogwood at the back there. So I've got this space for it as a retreat. There's a little gap underneath where she can fit through, but unfortunately he can fit underneath as well. So whenever she goes over there, he goes over and chases her back. Yeah, hang on a second, I'll put some food in, see whether I can get it to come out. Yeah, so she's at the back behind the bogwood. He's keeping an eye on her, he doesn't seem to like it to come out. Put some food in, and here she comes. So what she does is she grabs a quick mouthful and then heads on back behind the bogwood before she gets chased. The coloration in the male is fantastic at the moment. Like all the blue spots are out. And she's still a little bit pale coloured, but I don't suppose she's very happy getting chased behind the back all the time. Yeah, I'll have to have a think on what to do. Whether or not to take her out the tank for a week or so and then put it back in. That's worked before for me. So yeah, we'll have to have a think on that one. The next tank along, I did the video on this one earlier in the month about all the species of fish that were in here, and after I cleared out some of the fish for the auctions. So yeah, it looks really busy in here. I'll put all the Tetras in here, all the Buenos Aires Tetras. They've started to colour up quite nice now, and the Cichlid Tetras as well. So yeah, it's quite a nice school of them. There's the Mesoheros J, and then we've got the Growouts of the Salvini, the Growouts of the Carulius, the Boa Corti, the Geophagus Tapajas Redheads, the Nanolatus, sorry, not Nanolatus, the Autofluva, so they're in here as well. The group of 4 that I got from the auction, I put them in here as well, so there's 6 of those in here. Yeah, so it's doing really well, this tank, the Corydorus duplicaris. Yeah, so they're doing really well, and yeah, it's quite interesting to look at. So this is the tank with there's 2 pairs of chocolates in there, and the Geophagus sedimentus, and the black Corydorus, the Swodesai. So group in there. So I did a video a couple of weeks ago on the breeding projects, and the chocolate cichlids actually did have a spawn on a couple of days later, so it was too late to include in the video. But if you've been watching the channel, you know I've been struggling trying to raise them. I've managed to raise 3 fry out of 2 spawns, and both the spawns were off this pair, but there is another pair at the other end of the tank, if you can just make them out, and it was them that spawned this time. So I've took all the fry off those, and they're about 2 weeks old now and doing quite well. So yeah, we'll have a quick look at those in a moment. So if you've been watching the channel for a while, you'll have seen the Geophagus and the chocolates actually growing on. So yeah, I mean, they're still not adult size, but yeah, I've had these ones for about 14 months now, so yeah, they are a decent size. Yeah, so I won't bore you with all the Growouts. As I say, I did a video on these a couple of weeks ago, so if you're interested in what's going on at the moment, if you have a look at that video and get up to speed on those. Yeah, so this is the latest spawn of the chocolate cichlids. So the 18th of November I took them out the tank. So yeah, there's quite a few this time. Excuse the mess on the bottom, I have been pumping a load of food in this tank. My theory was that they weren't getting enough food, which is why they were dying off last time. So I've been pumping loads of food in. Baby brine shrimp and the cloverleaf fry food. So yeah, there's quite a few in there, so hopefully I will be able to raise quite a few of these. So this is the tank with the latest additions to the fish room, the Mesoheros J Forest, the Astraki, and the original rainbow cichlids, my original group of rainbow cichlids, and the Congo Tetras that I put in last week. So yeah, the Astraki seem to have calmed down now. They're not fighting as much as they were last week. But it was quite funny because there's not a mark on them. maybe around the nose area where they were lip locking, but yeah, apart from that, everything's fine in here. It's about time the rainbows actually started breeding again. Yeah, so they've gone that like a nice yellow colour, still a little bit dark, so you know they're not in like ready for spawning, although this pair here could be. Yeah, I think that's the male, and he's chasing everything out of his territory, so yeah, they might be ready to start laying eggs. Here's the female J Forest. Yeah, so they've settled in really well and coloured up quite nicely. As I mentioned on my previous video, Matt from the Cichlid dojo, he kept these for quite a while and has done many videos on them, so it's well worth checking out his channel. And don't forget to check out Big Fish Lad's channel as well. I've just been watching it. He's done a video this week which I'll link at the end on his 5 favourite fish YouTubers. He was kind enough to mention me, so I'll return the favour for Paul. So these are the Growouts of the Fenestratus, which I do keep meaning to take into Predator Aquatics as soon as I get a chance. Yeah, so I'll be taking those in over the next couple of weeks. Quite interesting. I mean, these are all from the pink, the parents with the pink variety, but the way they're growing up, some of them you can tell I've got like the pink coloration, and there's other ones in there that I've got the normal coloration, which is quite interesting. Yeah, so I mean, I did keep them separate. I had both colour variants breeding at the same time, but I did keep the fry separate. So all the pink ones went into this tank. Come down quick. And the grey ones went into this tank, or the normal coloration ones. Yeah, I have taken a lot of these ones into Predator Aquatics already. And all the cutter eyes, so yeah, they'll be going in as well over the next couple of weeks, probably at the same time. The difficult thing is going to be to catch them and separate them before I take them in. We've still got some Mesoheros left in here, and there's a load of the Geophagus standectori. If you remember from earlier in the year, I had 2 batches at the same time, so yeah, they've all grown up quite nice. They're about 1.5 inches in size now, so they're all ready to move on. There must be about 40 or 50 of them in here. So this is the tank with the offspring of the rainbows, the ones I've got left. So there's 2 pairs of those in here and an odd one. The pair of cutter eye, they've still got fry around somewhere. The F1 Megatropolis, they've still got some fry in here. You know, the female cutter eye, she keeps scrapping with the female Megatropolis. So yeah, she's gone the dark colour, and so's the male, so they might be ready to go down again. Yeah, he's grown really well from when I first got him, when he was about 3/4 of an inch to 1 inch in size. Yeah, he's grown really well. But again, they get a bad rap, these, and yeah, with the aggression levels, I've had no problems with them at all. They have been in the tank with various species, and yeah, I've not had to bother with them at all. Obviously, when they're spawning, they're a little bit aggressive, but no more than the cutter eye. He's really colourful, the colours in him. the last tank to have a look at. So as I mentioned on my previous videos, this is my favourite tank at the moment. Yeah, all the fish are growing well. The carpinters, they're getting, I'm not saying they've doubled in size since I've put them in here, but they're certainly a lot bigger. Really good mix of fish in here. And yet they're all getting on quite well. You can see the size difference in the carpenter. And the Amatola and the Minorite, they're growing really well. A good mix of males and females, as I said before. And there's also in here, it's some of the Fenestratus. There were 6 of those that I pulled out from the batch I showed you before. So they're doing well as well. And this is an Eleotti. This is from a breeding project that I did last year before I started the channel actually, so I've never really spoken about them, but yeah, there was 2 that managed to evade like catching when I was getting rid of them. So yeah, I've put them in this tank. I'm sure you've seen them before on the videos, but I'm not sure whether I've ever like spoken about them. Yeah, there's the other one. Yeah, so thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the quick catch up on what's been happening during November. A lot of breeding going on this month. So yeah, a lot of raising to do during December and January. Don't forget to subscribe, leave a comment, a question, anything that you want to know. Don't forget to check out Big Fish Lad's channel, and I'll see you all on the next video.